A very good evening. Thank you so much for watching UBC TV today on the 13th of February 2026. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha and welcome to UBC News Tonight, coming to you live from the Nile Avenue. Today in our top stories, the question of what truly works for Africa and what continues to hold the continent back has taken center stage at the ongoing African Union Summit in Addis Ababa. Uganda has officially assumed leadership of the African Peer Review Mechanism with President Sharon Kyomugisha Museveni, represented by the Vice President Jessica Alupo. Museveni has pledged $1 million to strengthen the continent's governance watchdog over the next 2 years. Okurut reports.
What exactly works for Africa? What does not, and why? Those are the tough questions dominating conversations here at the ongoing African Union Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. At the 35th ordinary session of the APRM Forum, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni officially assumed the chairmanship of the Continental Governance Body, represented by Vice President Jessica Alupo. Uganda takes over from the President of Algeria, who was represented by Prime Minister Saifi Grieb. In his acceptance speech, Museveni lauded his predecessor for strengthening the APRM's institutional foundations.
Africa's problem is not a lack of vision, but the persistence of binding constraints that prevent implementation from translating into results. The mechanism offers us a uniquely African platform to rigorously examine these constraints, learn from one another's experience, and move deliberately from diagnosis to execution.
Museveni outlined 3 priorities under Uganda's leadership: strengthening implementation of review recommendations, deepening peer learning on governance challenges, and ensuring sustainable financing of the mechanism.
The APRM should support countries not only in identifying gaps, but also in following through on agreed reforms, particularly through effective implementation of national programs of action. Secondly, deepening peer learning around Africa's critical governance and development bottlenecks. The APRM must increasingly serve as a candid and solution-oriented platform where countries share practical experiences. This includes lessons on public sector efficiency, service delivery, economic transformation, state resilience, and inclusive growth.
In a show of commitment, Uganda pledged $1 million to support the APRM over the next 2 years, reinforcing calls for predictable financing.
I thank you for the confidence you have placed in Uganda and look forward to working with you all in advancing our shared continental aspirations. Your Excellencies, given the unique and cardinal role of APRM plays in enhancing governance in Africa and our leadership role for the next 2 years, I pledge United States dollars $1 million to support the operations of the APRM in our beloved Africa.
The outgoing chairperson's representative commended Uganda's readiness to lead at a critical time.
This shows and demonstrates the confidence that we bestow upon this mechanism and the attention that we pay to this mechanism.
Ugandan leaders attending the summit say the endorsement reflects growing trust in Uganda's Pan-African voice.
This is a recognition of the level in which democracy has matured in Uganda, good governance, and the rule of law has assumed in Uganda.
Everybody knows in the country that he has played a big role to secure our continent on peace and security, but also on issues of governance and inclusiveness in terms of putting in place laws, environment that are inclusive and participatory.
As Africa advances Agenda 2063 and pushes towards the Sustainable Development Goals, the APRM is increasingly seen as a guardian of good governance, linking peer accountability to real development outcomes.
So it's very important that in order to face this global trend, we have to develop our own continental capacities.
For Uganda, the task ahead is clear: transform assessment into action and ensure that governance reforms translate into tangible improvements in the welfare of Africans. Henry Okrut, UBC, in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Thank you so much, Henry Okrut, for the updates from Addis Ababa. 99% of the candidates who sat the Uganda Certificate of Education examinations in 2025 qualified for the UCE certificate. The majority passed under grade C, achievement level satisfactory, meaning they showed adequate competence by applying the knowledge and skills learned to real-life situations. While releasing the results at State House Nakasero, the Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, said that Uganda National Examinations Board, working with the Directorate of Education Standards, will intensify monitoring of the implementation of continuous assessments in schools because the integrity of the CS scores is being questioned. Farida and Lugemwa have a detailed report.
It is now my singular honor and pleasure to release the 2025 Uganda Certificate of Education examination results for public use.
Uganda National Examinations Board under the Ministry of Education and Sports have released the 2025 Uganda Certificate of Education examination results. A total of 432,163 candidates registered from 3,975 centers compared to 359,417 in 2024. This is an increase of 72,746 candidates, representing 20%. Accordingly, 429,949 candidates sat the exams compared to 357,120 in 2024. Only 2,214 candidates were absent, representing 0.5%.
It does leave a lot of curiosity as to whether the competence-based curriculum that we have adopted for O-level has influenced learner retention in the system at this level of education, at this early stage of implementing the competence-based curriculum.
The overall performance shows that 428,628 candidates, representing 99.69%, passed in Result 1 and qualified for the UCE certificate, while 1,191 got Result 2 and 130 got Result 3.
Mama, Result 1 means a person who has qualified for the award of the UCE. They may be those who have got outstanding or exceptional performance, or they may be those who have got satisfactory, or they may be those that have got basics. All these have qualified and they are given as Result 1. Result 2, Mama, indicates that a candidate did not fulfill all the conditions for the award of the certificate. For example, a candidate may not have had a project score submitted, or a candidate may have sat fewer subjects.
The minister attributes the improved performance to teachers adjusting their methods to match the expectations of competency-based learning.
This improvement in performance is by and large attributed to the fact that teachers have adapted their teaching approaches to what competence-based instruction expects. The teacher is a facilitator of learning and not the source of learning. I trust that as we move further along implementing the competence-based curriculum and our teachers become more conversant, such better performance shall be consolidated.
By subject, the highest exceptional achievement levels were registered in Christian religious education and English language compared to 2024.
More candidates have achieved at higher levels of C and above in 2025 compared to 2024. Mama, this is quite also encouraging when we look at the sciences, where the percentages of candidates who have not achieved at least a D level has dropped very significantly. Mama.
Female candidates performed better in English language and Christian religious education, but in other subjects their performance was slightly lower than that of the males. The UNEB chairperson Celestino Boa says a study conducted by the board last year to assess the benefits of the competency-based curriculum revealed gaps. He expressed concern that some schools submit continuous assessment scores that are not based on the actual work done by learners.
The teachers in this study expressed worry that some schools are submitting scores that are not derived from the actual work of the learners in the course of their learning. Mama, the integrity of scores is something that the board takes very seriously. Provisions have therefore been made to institute a rigorous monitoring and evaluation exercise in schools throughout the country to ensure that schools are adhering to the guidelines set by the board and that the scores are reliable.
At least 63 cases of malpractice were reported, mainly in mathematics and practical papers in physics, chemistry and biology. I'm Navka Farida and Dan Lugemwa in Kampala.
In more stories today, President Sharon Museveni has met and held discussions with Malik Agar, the deputy chairman of the Transitional Sovereignty Council of Sudan, at State House in Entebbe. Agar briefed President Museveni on the current situation in Sudan, and he also updated him on the security political developments and the challenges the country is facing, as well as the efforts being made to restore stability. President Museveni welcomed the briefing and emphasized the importance of dialogue and regional cooperation in resolving the conflict. He noted that peace in Sudan is important not only for the Sudanese people, but also for the stability of the region. In more news today, news from Uganda Christian University, the administration has revealed that the final days of Pamela Tumwebeze were deeply troubling. Vice-Chancellor Aaron Mushenjezi said that as Pamela prepared for her marriage, she was living in distress. He made the remarks during a service held to honor her life. Police have assured the family of their commitment to investigating the matter, and you'll get more details as Ivan Kawa reports.
Family, relatives and friends of Pamela, who was killed by strangulation at her home in Mkono district, gathered at Uganda Christian University to celebrate her life. During the service attended by hundreds, Pamela was praised for her integrity, hard work and dedication to service.
She kept her smile. I know that because she was always happy if the right thing is done. But Madame Pamela has been an inspiration to all of us.
It was an emotional moment while speakers shared memories of her, including reflections from her two biological children.
My mom was a very kind person, was a very kind woman. She liked to be happy. She loved us so much, and we love her too. My mom liked unique stuff. That's why we have a lot of designer clothes at our home.
We're going to miss her so much. Please continue praying for her.
Pam was a woman of integrity. She did not believe in keeping skeletons in a wardrobe. What you saw is what you got.
As parents, we feel this is a terrible loss, a tragedy. I don't know what adjectives I can use to describe such an incident. He was my future.
Pamela died at the age of 46. She studied at Uganda Matters Primary School, Kinyasano Girls High School, Cheizova Girls High School, Uganda Christian University, where she pursued a Bachelor of Arts in Education from 2000 to 2003, Master of Arts in Literature in 2007, Master of Strategic Communication in 2025. She served the university as a teaching and administrative assistant, executive officer, and later dean of students.
Pamela came to UCU in 2000 as a student. She did her studies very well. She earned herself a first-class degree. She remained here, worked here. All her time has been on this hill. Much of her mature time, she has been here.
She had this gentle and cheerful spirit and always smiled. The trademark Pamela smile, you can see it.
The family has urged the security agencies to intensify the manhunt of the criminal to ensure justice for both the family and the deceased. New developments, however, suggest that Pamela was living in distress before her death, though what was troubling her remains unclear.
She died, Pamela had whispered to one of her friends at the campus here how she was planning to get married. And everybody was getting excited about Pamela's wedding. But of recent, we had noticed that she was also not herself. I don't know. She was a bit, she looked worried. I don't know what was worrying her, even as she was excited about marriage. But she was not her normal self. In fact, in some of our management meetings, I would deliberately probe her to say something. I said, Pamela, you're too quiet. Tell us something about the student's life. So something seems to have been disturbing her, but we hope police will help us uncover that mystery.
I want to speak directly to those who planned and orchestrated this murder. I know you're probably following these events. You may foolishly think you have succeeded, but hear me clearly today. Judgment awaits you. You violently cut short the life of Noah and Elijah's mother. You have caused unbearable pain to us. The God Pamela served saw you, he knows you. And when he rises to act, you will not withstand it. Hands stained with innocent blood will not escape that judgment.
We have come up with joint intelligence forces under the umbrella of interagency. And I'm very quite sure that soon, very soon, we shall have these perpetrators of this crime brought to book. So I want you to be strong and firm, and so soon we shall be getting back to you. And of course, this will be good news.
Pamela will be buried on 15th February 2026 in Mbarara district. She is survived by two children, Elisha Masiko and Noah Masiko. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Ivan Kawa, for the updates, and we pray that the police, just like it has assured the family of their commitment, that they keep on investigating, and of course UBC TV will keep you updated on all the developments in regards to the late Pamela's death. Moving on to more stories, Makerere University is sharpening quality by trimming student admissions, deepening research, and pushing staff and graduate students to publish more. The university's output now averages about 2,000 publications a year, and of course leaders say that the figure can rise even higher if enrollment becomes manageable, giving academics more time to supervise and generate knowledge. The message came from the Vice-Chancellor, Barnabas Nawangwe, during the launch of From Records to Publication, a guide to academic authorship, written by Elisa Magara and published by Makerere University Press. Vincent and Mr. Abimana have a detailed report.
The Vice-Chancellor, Makerere University, Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, says Makerere University is only rivaled mainly by South African universities in annual research output, but it can climb even higher by prioritizing quality over quantity. He regrets that Africa contributes only about 3% to global research, leaving the continent dependent on knowledge generated elsewhere, a trend, he says, undermines development.
Now, Makerere University, as you know, is striving to be a more research-led university. Why? We are part of a large community of universities in Africa, which we consider ourselves to be the research universities.
The Vice-Chancellor says Africa must invest in research, publication and innovation if it is to reclaim its place in the world. He described Professor Magara's handbook as timely guidance for scholars, reminding staff and students that the heartbeat of a university is research exercised with discipline and adherence to international standards.
But now we are publishing more than 2,000. We are not only publishing more than 2,000, the publications are very highly rated.
He also highlighted the need for deeper study and publication on Africa's past, including centuries of slavery and foreign domination, so the continent can tell its own story.
Edited by Elisa Magara.
Earlier, Professor Magala thanked the university for the support that enabled him to complete the volume during a one-year sabbatical.
From records to publication. When you look at the first section, we are looking at where do the ideas, you start with the ideas. Ideas form into words. Words become records. Whether you use them now and then or you archive them, and then from records now you access information and write the book.
The principal of the College of Computing and Information Sciences, Professor Tony Oyana, urged scholars to treat writing as an obligation.
We are beginning to show quality. This is what you expect from the Western press. So I argue scholars here, I think with the time, we'll be shining.
The ceremony at the Telepresence Center in the Senate building attracted academicians and researchers. The press was presented by Isaac Tibasima on behalf of the managing editor, Dr. William Tayewa.
It comes with the idea that we want to see how much you are presenting as part of the knowledge production hub in not just Uganda and Makerere, but in Africa. And we are really grateful that the Vice-Chancellor and the administration have given us the chance to do this.
With fewer students, stronger supervision, and a deliberate publishing culture, Makerere believes it can raise Africa's voice in global scholarship and secure the future through knowledge production.
On a sad note, several people have sustained injuries after a heavily loaded Sinotrack failed to climb a hill and rolled back, crashing into a drawn minibus that was traveling from Fort Portal to Kasese. Sinotrack registration number UBD 684M, carrying lime from Hima Cement Factory, failed to climb a hill and rolled back, colliding with a drawn minibus at Chigongo Trading Center in Chigongo Town Council.
A Sinotruck, registration number UBD 684M, carrying lime for Hima's cement factory, lost control while attempting to climb the Chikongo hill and rolled back, crashing into a drone minibus that was traveling from Fort Portal to Kasese. The incident that left many passengers injured occurred at Chikongo Trading Center in Chikongo Town Council at a border of Kasese and Bunyangabu districts near Mweri Town Council, a fast-growing town where most businesses still operate along the roadside. Police spokesperson for Rwenzori East Region, SP Nelson Tumusime, says that they have already deployed their officers on the ground to assess the number of fatalities. He has urged drivers to ensure desist from overloading their vehicles to prevent such occurrences.
Kukola assessment, injuries ne damages, ebyayononeddwa biri bimeka era n'abantu abakosebwa bali bameka.
Rimi Town physical planner Kule Yoshia says they register crashes almost every 24 hours in this area, which are often linked to challenges at Kasunganyaza. He says the council is working to relocate taxis and buses from roadside parking to the new park. Construction of the new taxi park to reduce congestion and improve safety is already ongoing.
Town yetu na mno improving a taxi park awensonga ya accident.
Some of the residents blame the poor leadership and weak enforcement of traffic laws for the frequent accidents.
Team of Rimi Town Council is not doing the needful work that the government sent for that particular team to come and purchase in the Rimi Town Council. It's what I can tell you according to my observation.
Authorities continue to monitor the situation and traffic remains choked in Chigongo Trading Center.
The Member of Parliament elect for Bukono County, Pastor Namuganza, has officially declared her bid for the speakership of the 12th Parliament. Namuganza, who is also the State Minister for Housing, says that her decision is driven by conviction and readiness to serve. She lists transparency and strict adherence to parliamentary rules and procedures among her key priorities if entrusted with the office. Namuganza says she has already convinced more than 150 newly elected members of parliament to back her candidature. Take a look.
I promise to be a speaker who listens.
The race for Speaker of the 12th Parliament is gathering momentum after Bukono County MP-elect Pasis Namuganza announced her intention to contest for the top seat in the House.
I have the experience, the courage, and the commitment to lead with fairness and firmness.
Namuganza was recently declared winner for Bukono County on an independent ticket after losing the NRM party flag. She now seeks to unseat the incumbent Speaker Anita Among, who went through unopposed as woman MP for Bukedia district.
Above all, I commit a corruption-free parliament. The integrity of this House must be beyond reproach.
Namuganza says she will champion transparency, unity and objectivity, which she believes are critical in strengthening democracy and good governance.
And exercise our oversight to the executive on behalf of all Ugandans. As Speaker of Parliament, I will ensure that this mandate is upheld faithfully and transparently for your benefit. I commit to leading a transparent and accountable Parliament. The processes of this House must be open, fair, and guided strictly by the rules of procedure and the Constitution.
Her declaration comes at a time when the NRM Central Executive Committee has already endorsed Speaker Anita Among and her deputy Thomas Taibwa to retain their respective positions.
I think they should go back to the procedure of calling members of the ruling party, within the ruling party, who want to contest for the speakership race, to come out and express their interest. And then from there, they'll go pick, and debate out who is the best. And then from there, SEC will say this is our best.
Namuganza, who also serves as State Minister for Housing, previously faced a censure motion in the 11th Parliament over allegations of misconduct and contempt of Parliament, but the process did not succeed.
That's why you see that the president never considered such matters, because he knows what causes a minister to be censured.
Recently, Deputy Speaker Thomas Taiba was heard rallying support for continuity of the current parliamentary leadership.
I'm 100% sure kugira ngo NRM government and NRM party will bring the Speaker and Deputy Speaker of Parliament. So, nituza kwagira Right Honorable Anita Mong. We are going to support the Right Honorable Speaker Anita Mong to be a Speaker of Parliament. And like she emphasized, she has been making it very clear. She wants to serve her last term. Then also me, I serve my last term as a Deputy Speaker.
Meanwhile, Norbert Mao, present for the Democratic Party and MP-elect for Aropa Che, has also expressed interest in the speakership.
And the Democratic Party cannot ignore that goodwill, and neither can I ignore that goodwill. Because when people meet you and they say, Osanide, and these are people who have previously been actually attacking me. I'm carrying out consultations about that prospect. And we will also meet the leadership of the NRM, including the president, and talk openly about it.
The newly elected MPs are expected to choose the Speaker in May after they are sworn in.
In more news, schools continue to celebrate a very high pass registered in the second cohort of O-level examinations under Uganda's new lower secondary competency best curriculum for the year 2025, released today by the Minister of Education and Sports. Also, the First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni at a function held at State House. Nakasero Juko has a detailed report.
It was all joy at Maryhill Christian High School as all the 99 candidates who sat for the new lower secondary competence-based curriculum passed in result 1 and 2, registering 9 A's with a great success in mathematics, physics and chemistry.
In fact, this time we are giving bursaries to 5 students. Can we clap for them once again? We are so happy. And we expect the best from you.
Last year, as we are done quite well, but this year, the science subjects have been performed wonderfully well. We attribute this wonderful performance to our dedicated teachers, learners, and the parents. Good cooperation between the school and the parents who have been paying fees in time. The learners have been ready to learn. We thank the government for this new curriculum because learners are no longer crammers. We teach them to understand, and they come out of this school ready to do or to face the challenges outside there. We teach them extra co-curricular like sewing, hairdressing, fashion designing, constructions, etc.
I thank God who has enabled me to do it, and first and foremost I thank my parents, teachers who were resilient in everything. They were able to give me everything. My parents used to give me school fees on time and in time. I give God the glory for this. I didn't expect it, my God.
At Chitanda Hill School, all the 243 candidates posted excellent scores in last year's O-level examinations. The school's management described the O-level competence-based curriculum as an academic game changer behind this grand achievement.
These results have been so good, better than last year. We want to thank the teachers, the Board of Governors, the PTA, and the community generally that has given us a lot of support to ensure that we teach these children.
The competence-based curriculum is so good Actually, many people had not understood it at the beginning. But if you understand it and you pay attention to detail, it is the best curriculum that this country has ever achieved.
Midland High School Luwero also welcomed the great performance, with all the 119 students registered, passing in result 1 and 2.
So I want to thank God that He enabled me to scoop 1A, 4 Bs, and 4 Cs.
I thank God for the results which is out.
Some of the students applauded their teachers and parents for supporting them, as the school's head teacher Peter Mobisa attributed the success to cooperation with parents.
We made our learners to also appear on the national map. We sat 119 candidates, and out of that, all of them passed with result 1. We acknowledge that God is the only one who can give a victory in whatever you pursue.
Seta High schools comprising of Seta High A-level campus, Seta High Mbalala campus, Seta High Green campus, and Seta High main campus registered great performances, scoring A, B, and C.
Percentage-wise, A and B, we are at 94%, are exceptional and outstanding. And we highly passed the sciences.
The heads of these campuses attributed the success to hard work and appreciated the government's introduction of the new lower school-based competence curriculum.
What helps us in this excellency, one is the fear of the Lord. We are godly. We recognize and acknowledge God, the hard-working students. And
the nature of learning, this new curriculum is good. One, the students are at the center of learning, and we have also installed projectors, laptops in the classes. So these visuals that are always in class help the students to have a better understanding of concepts, and we have continuously trained our teachers in the new curriculum methodology, which has helped to improve them over time.
At the South Korea Nakawa Union Vision Mission founded secondary school, all the 132 students passed with A's, B's, and C's, with none in grade D and E. The school community, led by head teacher Mary Namazi, celebrated this victory.
All our 132 learners qualify to join advanced level, and they got between A, B, and C. No learner got any D. We return the glory to the Almighty. Nakawa Union Vision Secondary School is the best school in Uganda. And we don't only teach academic part, we also teach them the spiritual part.
At Faith High School, Sonde Namugongo, all the 120 students who sat for the 2025 UCE results passed with the result 1. And the school headmaster explains about the performance.
Our children performed excellently well. Our best student got 7 A's and 2 B's. And we thank God for those results. All our students passed in result 1. And I want to appreciate our parents for entrusting us with their children.
We really want to take this opportunity to thank the Almighty, because without Him, we would have not been here.
I want to thank God who has enabled me to pass my exam, mostly my teachers, my parents who paid for me school fees, my teachers who encouraged me, my friends, and everyone.
Elite High School Entebbe also celebrated the exceptional performance after all 368 of its senior 4 candidates passed their national examinations with outstanding grades. The best 2 candidates scored 9 A's, 8 A's, and 1 B respectively.
Extremely happy, we're excited. I want to thank the Almighty God. All the other learners also have A's and B's, C's, and our best performed subjects this year is biology, chemistry, and physics.
Several other students also performed well.
I want to thank the Almighty God, first of all, for blessing me with a great performance. I want to thank my parents for the full support they provided me.
We don't only just teach the theory, we also use visual aids. For example, the children are taught also using videos on smart boards, and are able also to see the videos of experiments. And this one helps to make them memorize everything later on that they are taught and put into practice.
I want to thank you, Father, for you have been merciful to us.
It was equally the same mood at Midland High School Kawempe, as all the 227 registered candidates attained grade 1.
We had a total of 229 candidates who sat. 2 withdrew in the course. I think one student, the names of Kongai, was taken to Canada, and another one was taken. So 2. Still, when you look at our results, see here, 2 are not there. But the results of 227 are here. So we thank God for that.
So, Muchara.
Yes, Daddy.
You know the children are going back to school and things are a bit tight. For now, why don't you take half of the fees to junior school, and for the school van contribution, we shall pay later.
Daddy, why don't we pay using MTN Momo, where we stand a chance of winning school fees for a whole year and more? By the way, you can also apply for a school fees loan, and also participating schools can win a school van.
That's right! Win school fees for a whole year and more. Get Momo goodies and a school van for participating schools. You can also apply for a school fees loan. Simply dial *165 *80# or use the Momo app.
It's back, bigger, and with more business opportunities. It's the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo, Poate 2026, Uganda's flagship tourism event. Poate 2026 will take place from the 21st to the 23rd of May 2026 at the Speak Resort Convention Center, Munyonyo, under the theme Wanderlust. It's your time to thrive. Yes, it's your time to tap into Uganda's renewed optimism and tourism growth. Tourism stakeholders, travel trade partners, and tourism enthusiasts will be part of the Poate 2026. Come and network with like-minded people and unlock new business opportunities. To participate, register at www.poate.co.ug. Poate 2026 is brought to you by Uganda Tourism Board and partners.
Alright, listen up. Colgate is on a mission.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate Science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
New Colgate Herbal with Salt combines traditional nature's herbs with a pinch of salt and Colgate Science. A natural recipe for strong teeth and healthy gums.
Across Tilenga's host communities, families are accessing transformative opportunities. Youth are gaining practical skills that lead to employment. Farmers are getting improved yields and stepping into profitable value chains. Local businesses are joining supply networks once considered beyond reach. Women are accessing programs that open new opportunities and strengthen their voices and well-being. Families are benefiting from improved infrastructure that makes access to essential services easier, faster, and more affordable. Communities are shaping decisions, ensuring development reflects their needs. This is progress you can see, feel, and live every day. It is real shared value, where communities do not simply live near development, but experience it in their lives. And it's about growing together and building a future rooted in sustainable development.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. In more stories, at least 13 couples have exchanged vows under civil marriage arrangement organized in celebration of Valentine's Day. The couples, drawn from different nationalities and backgrounds, walked away not only legally united, but also smiling ear to ear after receiving gifts from the National Identification and Registration Authority.
It was a day filled with joy, ululations, and warm embraces as couples gathered at the Uganda Business Facilitation Center in Kololo to officially tie the knot. The mass wedding, bringing together 13 couples, was organized by the National Identification and Registration Authority as part of activities to mark Valentine's Day, celebrated annually on February 14th.
It's a very good timing, yeah. And yeah, it is. We will celebrate our first day as a married couple on Valentine's Day. I think that's a wonderful thing, yeah.
I feel so very happy that I'm officially married to him. For 3 years, yeah.
All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
For many of the newlyweds, the ceremony marked the beginning of a new chapter, one built on commitment, love, and legal recognition.
I'm so grateful, and I call upon all people, all couples who want to get married to really get legally married. And it is not very, very, very difficult. It's very, very easy.
It means a lot because we shall be celebrating that day. Our day will be before the Valentine. Shall be today is our day. It will be like our anniversary. Shall be celebrating it all the time.
Commissioner for Civil Registration at the National Identification and Registration Authority congratulated the couples on their commitment. He reminded them of the legal responsibilities that come with civil marriage and cautioned against actions that may contravene the marriage laws.
This marriage we're going into is a marriage of a lifetime except by a valid judgment of divorce. Okay? So it's not for 1 week, for 2 weeks, it's for except if you go through a process of divorce. Okay? And like if any one of you goes into another marital relationship with another party, before this is resolved, you will commit a crime.
I had someone ask about, I think you were seeing more foreigners and were wondering why many foreigners and a few locals. Like I said, it's a cultural thing. Our locals prefer to go to church. The foreigners, on the other hand, because for them they are transborders, they keep on, yeah, so they have to have these legal documents, and so many of them end up coming here.
Civil marriages are steadily gaining ground in Uganda, where many traditionally prefer religious ceremonies. For the newlyweds, the focus is simple: celebrating love, sealing their commitment, and stepping confidently into their shared future.
A beautiful experience right there to enjoy and share love. Thanks to all the couples and congratulations to them. Now, government through the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development has started consultations on compulsory land acquisition in iron ore rich areas of Kisoro and Rwanda districts. The initiative aims to promote value addition and boost government revenue. Separate stakeholders meetings were held yesterday, first in the morning at Rwanda district, then in the evening at Kisoro district. Local government leaders were engaged on how affected residents will be compensated and informed about progress in the iron ore mining project. Take a look as Kate reports.
The Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakova, has assured communities in Rwanda and Gisoro that landowners would be fairly compensated and reminded them of the laws governing land and mineral resources. This was during sensitization on proposed compulsory land acquisition in iron ore-rich areas of Gisoro and Rwanda districts.
These are the laws we are going to use to prepare the statutory instruments that will enable now government to acquire the identified pieces of land.
Leaders from Gisoro raised concerns over persistent land grabbing, accusing some lands officials of conniving with individuals to steal district and community land. The district vice chairperson, Alex Nayambaje, and Mayor Richard Indiana urged President Museveni to personally engage the communities before issuing any investor licenses.
Land in the national park, and he was given money called Al-Hajj Asad Rutare. He was given money and it is on record.
Deputy RDC Dan Ndikumwami supported the project and called on local leaders to cooperate. Minister Nabakova promised to bring the president to address these concerns directly.
In more news, Uganda has unveiled its Women in Nuclear chapter, a milestone initiative aimed at establishing a sustainable national platform to support capacity building, technology transfer and institutional strengthening in the nuclear sector. The launch of the chapter was presided over by Fiona Nyamtoro, the State Minister for Mineral Development. Take a look.
Uganda and Benin have officially launched their Women in Nuclear chapters. The initiative aims at strengthening women's participation in nuclear science and technology across Africa.
When Uganda brings together women actively contributing across the nuclear field in regulatory bodies, research institutions, academic institutions, medical applications, industry, and government. These women are scientists, engineers, regulators, educators, policymakers, and innovators working every day to ensure that the nuclear science serves our nation responsibly and safely.
Speaking at the event, Fiona Nyamtoro, the State Minister for Minerals, said the establishment of the WIN chapter would promote women's leadership, mentorship, and active participation in nuclear science and technology, while inspiring young women to pursue careers in STEM disciplines.
Great pleasure to hereby officially launch the Women in Nuclear Uganda and Benin chapter. Diversity strengthens nuclear safety, security, effectiveness, and sustainability. The establishment of Women in Nuclear, therefore, will not just promote women in leadership, but will also have a platform for proper mentorship and participation in nuclear science and technology.
She noted that the initiative demonstrates a strong regional commitment to gender equality, human capital development, and the peaceful application of nuclear technology. Nuclear science continues to play a critical role in addressing key challenges across sectors such as health, agriculture, energy, and environmental protection.
Gender equality is not only a matter of fairness, it is a strategic necessity for excellence, innovation, and the sustainable progress. To the members of these newly established chapters, you are now part of the vibrant global network and connects professionals across regions and cultures.
Participants from 22 African countries pledged to strengthen collaboration and encourage more women to join the profession for shared growth and mutual benefit. Dennis Igoa and Juman Samba for UBC.
Together we are win, we are win.
You have it right there. Together we win. Moving on, Kampala Capital City Authority is equipping students with grassroots mindset change for effective waste management. The authority, partnering with Chevening Alumni Association, has launched a Student for Sustainable Waste Management project funded by the British High Commission. Take a look.
We'll be looking at attitude change, behavior change, and most important, involving the community, because waste management is all our responsibility, and also thinking about the sustainability of this.
In a move to champion students for waste management in the country, Kampala Capital City Authority has partnered with Shivani Alumni Association to focus on educating young people through community dialogue for sustainable waste management.
We want to educate students in schools to become environment champions. We're basing this on the background of what happened with Tezi landfill, all right? So looking at that, we want students to become obviously futuristic in terms of the way they're thinking of environment.
The project, to be implemented in all 5 divisions of Kampala, will focus on innovation, recycling, among others.
We do provide environmental education to students in schools about proper waste management, segregation, and also recycling, and take them through where their waste ends up, because most kids think that if waste is collected from like schools or from household, they think that's the end. So taking them through how a landfill looks like and how big that is helps to really like open up their minds to more sustainable ways of how they can reduce waste even in schools.
KCCA emphasized the need for mindset change and collective responsibility in waste management.
Somebody who is littering, it is actually the responsibility, you have the same responsibility as a citizen of this city to caution that person. How many eyes are we putting on the street as KCCA? It is you. You are the public who will help us, because our role is to give the policy, to tell you the policy, what we have already done the policy.
This initiative is part of a broader effort to enhance collaboration between UK and Uganda for permanent solutions on waste management. Pauline Onget and Kayen Faith for UBC.
So, Mchala.
Yes, Daddy.
You know the children are going back to school and things are a bit tight. Huh? For now, why don't you take half of the fees to junior school, and for the school van contribution, we shall pay later. Huh?
Daddy, why don't we pay using MTN Momo, where we stand a chance of winning school fees for a whole year and more? By the way, you can also apply for a school fees loan, and also participating schools can win a school van.
That's right! Win school fees for a whole year and more. Get Momo goodies and a school van for participating schools. You can also apply for a school fees loan. Simply dial *165 *80# or use the Momo app.
All right, listen up. Colgate is on a mission.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate Science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
New Colgate Herbal with Salt combines traditional nature's herbs with a pinch of salt and Colgate Science. A natural recipe for strong teeth and healthy gums.
Are you looking for a home away from home? Then this is the place for you. My name is Chini Kaji, and welcome to Hotel Le Confidential. With 84 comfortable rooms where you can relax and feel safe. Each room has a lovely view of green vegetation, Wi-Fi, air conditioning, and a tasty breakfast.
Children can have fun at our kids' water park and our kids' play area. You can also enjoy our world-class health club, spa, sauna, gym, boutique, and sky blue swimming pool.
Thank you for choosing Hotel Le Confidential, where every stay is unforgettable. Come and stay in comfort, right at home, today, tomorrow, and always.
Welcome back from that short commercial break, and in our business stories, Uganda's tourism private sector has unveiled a new 5-year strategic plan aimed at strengthening governance, professionalism and competitiveness within the industry. The Uganda Tourism Association, with support from the Enable and the European Union, says that the roadmap will position Uganda to attract more visitors while ensuring inclusive and sustainable growth.
The Uganda Tourism Association, UTA, has launched its 2026-2030 strategic plan, marking what leaders describe as a critical turning point for the country's private tourism sector. UTA President Yogi Birigwa says the strategy comes at a time when Uganda is implementing the 4th National Development Plan and accelerating its efforts to grow tourism.
Our team today captures the heart of this strategy, strengthening the private tourism sector as the engine for Uganda's tourism transformation. Why the private sector? Because it is the last mile of tourism delivery. Government sets policy, but the private sector delivers experience, marketing Uganda to the world, hosting visitors, building hotels and lodges, operating tours and transport, creating jobs.
Tourism remains one of Uganda's leading drivers of inclusive economic growth, supporting hundreds of thousands of jobs and generating significant foreign exchange earnings.
Over the next 5 years, UTA will roll out a nationwide membership and engagement campaign reaching all regions of Uganda, from urban centers to rural destinations.
However, according to the industrial players, 99% of tourism enterprises are small and medium-sized, with women and youth forming the majority of the workforce, with limited skills gaps and poor access to finance. Under the new strategic plan, UTA will roll out a nationwide membership campaign, expand certification and digital skills programs, and strengthen coordination across the tourism value chain. Annabelle partnered with UTA to develop the strategy under the We Work Green and Decent Jobs for Youth project, funded by the European Union and the Kingdom of Belgium.
Tourism is not just about visitors, it's about jobs, it's about local business, and it's about protecting Uganda's remarkable natural and cultural heritage. A strong UTA is not a luxury, it's a necessity for the future of the sector.
The European Union has made tourism a priority area of our cooperation. So I'm pleased to inform you that we have signed 3 major projects totaling around 20 million euros to help address the challenges identified in the UTA, UTB and ministry plans.
The projects will focus on marketing Uganda as a destination, improving the business environment, expanding access to finance, and strengthening community linkages around tourism sites. The Minister of State for Tourism, Martin Mugara, reaffirmed government's commitment to working closely with the private sector to achieve national targets.
We will work together, we will support you to make sure we achieve the targets that have been given by government. We can only achieve that 50 billion if we work together.
Government has set long-term goals to significantly increase tourism venues by 2040. As Uganda works towards boosting both international and domestic tourist numbers by 2030, stakeholders say a stronger, more coordinated private sector will be key to unlocking the country's full tourism potential.
That's all we had for you in this hour. For more news coming your way, do join me later on at 10 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped.